Good morning. We'll start with an opening prayer. Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vivishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Om Bolo Sakar Shivananda Maharaja Ki. Om Bolo Shri Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaja Ki. Jai Ma. Jai to Swami Jyotirmayananda. Right, so today we're going to start with denunciation of wealth. And one thing that sticks out to me is his use of denunciation as opposed to renunciation. All right, and we will continue. Sri Rama continued. Wealth is fickle, intoxicating, and ensnaring. It is the source of hell, sin, and bondage. Wealth converts the mind of man into a muddy stream, boisterous with the waves of impure desires. It robs man of his discriminative intelligence, leading him to intense misery. A man who unawares places his feet on fire finds no rest but jumps about limpingly. Jumps about limpingly. In the same way, wealth is ever restless, jumping about from one hand to another. Flame proceeding from an oil lamp blackens the hand that touches it. In the same way, wealth blackens the fair virtues of the heart by creating conceit, selfishness, and hypocrisy. Wealth deludes the intellect even of those who are great and virtuous, and robs them of their precious qualities of nobility and culture. These three men are rare: a wealthy man who is not criticized, a hero who does not brag of his heroism, and a ruler who has equal vision towards all. Wealth indeed is the center of pain. It is the abode where dwell the mighty elephants of delusion, who bring untold miseries upon man. Wealth is like the dark night for the flourishing of good actions, but it is like the moon for awakening the lotuses of evil actions and desires. It is like frost for the creeper of dispassion. It is like dark night favoring the owls of lust, anger, and greed. Multicolored like a rainbow, it is devoid of substance. It is a master of deception and foul play. Having seduced the jivas, or souls, wealth leads them to repeated births and deaths, and to the manifold experiences of pain that life abounds with. Therefore, I detest wealth severely. Here is an image of the 4 stages of life of birth, old age, disease, and death. And so he continues with the vanity of life. Life is as fickle as a dewdrop hanging at the tip of a leaf. It is like a mad person. It can leave the body according to its whims. Those whose minds are poisoned by the venom of the serpents of objective pleasures live their lives only to experience numerous afflictions. They live in vain. But those who have known what is to be known, who have found peace in Brahman, who are balanced in pleasure and pain, and in loss and gain, they truly live a life of perpetual joy. We have taken this body to be the self with a capital S. But this physical life is like a lightning flash in the fleeting clouds of the world process. The air can be circumscribed, the sky can be broken to pieces, a wreath or garland can be prepared out of the dancing winds, but this life cannot be trusted. Like a rent cloud in the winter sky, or a lamp with scanty oil, or like a wave about to decline, this life is fickle and insecure. It may be possible to hold waves in one's hands, or touch the moon reflected in water, or grasp a lotus in the sky, but it is not possible to rely on this fickle life. That life is indeed blessed, which leads to self-realization. Trees live, birds and animals live, but his life is indeed meaningful and blessed who lives to destroy the subtle desires through the practice of meditation. His birth is truly glorious, who, having been born, attains the cessation of all birth and death. Others live as donkeys carrying all their loads of karma. For the ignorant who mistake the impure body for the pure self, the scriptures are a burden. For the ignorant who mistake the impure body for the pure self, the scriptures are a burden. To those who attach to the pleasures of the senses, the knowledge of the scriptures appears like a burden. For men devoid of peace, the mind is a burden. For those who lack the knowledge of self, the body is a burden. For those who lack the knowledge of the self, beauty, life, mind, intellect, ego, and all efforts become boring drudgery. Just as a snake abides in the howls of a tree, so disease abides in the body, feeding upon the very life of a person. Just as a cat eagerly waits to devour a rat, so death waits to destroy the body. Just as a glutton continues to devour food, no old age continues to feed upon this body, rendering it so old age continues to feed upon this body, rendering it emaciated and infested with diseases. Just as a person leaves evil company, so youth leaves the company of this perishable body in a short time. O sage, there is nothing as vile, mean, and fickle as this life of ours when it lacks the knowledge of the immutability of the self. In vain, egoism has emerged out of ignorance. I am terribly afraid of this dire malady. This egoism has created the numerous aspects of the world process: birth, death, diverse experiences of pleasure and pain, and unceasing misery. It is egoism which is the basis of all mental torments. It is this disease which promotes attachment toward the objects of the world. Egoism has spread its snares in the form of objects of the world. The human soul is caught in these snares. Egoism has spread a veil of illusion to enchant the minds of men. Egoism destroys serenity. It is like frost destroying the lotus blooms of divine virtues. It is like the winter season dispersing the clouds of virtuous qualities. Whatever is performed or enjoyed on the basis of egoism is vain. The attainment of egolessness lies the true purpose of existence. As long as the cloud of egoism continues to expand in the sky of the heart, so long cravings continue to flourish. But with the dispersal of egoisms, the cravings disappear like a lightning flash, or like extinction of the flame in a lamp without oil. O sage, though I am free from my ego essentially, yet I am suffering from it. I feel like that's a really good line. Though I am free from my ego essentially, yet I am suffering from it. I'm just going to mark that. I am intent upon renouncing this egoism, which is the enemy of every soul. This ignorance steals the precious pearls of Atmic knowledge. Please instruct me in the science of the Absolute, so that this taint of egoism can be effaced from the shining self, and I may rest in the essential nature of Brahman. All right, and then we will continue next time with the denunciation of the mind. So our ego seems to be ego is ahamkara, and chitta is the mind. And so it seems to be that these are the two things he's denouncing. All right, and we'll close. Om Purnamida Purnamida Purnam Purnamudashate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bolo Satguru Shivananda Maharaja Ki. Om Bolo Shri Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaja Ki. Jai Ma. Jai to Swami Jyotirmayananda.